All right, on page 27, I want to talk real quickly about the laws, some of the laws. Is anyone in here a practicing attorney? All right, I am not a practicing attorney. I chose not to practice, but I tell everybody I'm not an attorney, but I did sleep in a Holiday Inn Express last night. All right, that's getting to be an old joke nobody gets. So one of the things, well, I used to have a partner named Jeff Jenks. Jeff was a practicing attorney. I am not. He used to tell people all the time, this is not legal advice, especially when he was doing real estate because he didn't want them to cross. So one of the things you need to get used to is saying, I'm not a practicing attorney, but here's what I know, or here's what I think. Because the problem is in Indiana, we don't use attorneys. New York's different. New York, we're basically marketing people. Once the purchase agreement gets written, you turn it over to an attorney and they negotiate all the counters and all that. We tend to help our clients do that. So you're probably the closest thing to an attorney that they're going to have. But you cannot practice law. The Bar Association has a real big hard-on for us. So don't practice law. Get used to saying, I'm not a practicing attorney, but here's what the rules say. Or maybe we should get an attorney. The problem is you guys have got to understand contract law, license law, agency law, environmental law, zoning law, all of those, but you cannot practice law. So one of the other misnomers you hear people say, oh, I got to go write a contract tonight. Well, no, you're not. You're going to fill in 27 blanks in a pre-printed form because it's already written for you. All I got to put is the name, the address, the price, when we close, things like that. In 1964, the Indiana Bar Association sued the Indiana Association of Realtors and claimed we were practicing law. The Indiana Supreme Court ruled in our favor and said we are not practicing law, we are just filling in forms. All right? So we don't really write a contract. We just fill in blanks. That's another one that people say all the time, well, I got to write a contract. No, you're not. You're going to fill in 27 blanks. And trust me, when you guys start writing purchase agreements, you literally can write a purchase agreement in about 2.5 minutes. Because it's the same blanks all the time. Name, price, date, close, financing, inspection, and we out. That's it. All right? So be careful not to practice law, and here's some examples. One of the funniest things Jeff used to do, and I like this, is especially contract law. Contract law is the most litigated law there is. Let's eat, comma, grandma, for those of you at home. What's that sentence say? Let's eat, grandma, right? Now read that sentence. Take the comma out and it's let's eat, grandma. You went from an invitation to premeditated murder in one comma. This happens a lot, where an attorney is going to go, Your Honor, we're here on premeditated murder. No, I tried to invite my grandmother. Well, that's not what you wrote. Well, that's what I meant. Too bad. That's not what you wrote. What you wrote was a premeditated threat against your grandmother of let's eat grandma. Not a friendly invitation. And trust me, it's that, hey, you didn't put the and in the right place, so you want this, or that, or this, and that. Another good example is My Cousin Vinny. Did you guys see the movie My Cousin Vinny? Remember, he arrests Ralph Macchio, and they're sitting in the police, and Ralph says, why am I arrested? And the sheriff says, well, you killed the clerk. And Ralph Macchio said, I killed a clerk? Jump forward in the movie, the judge says, read the transcript. And the sheriff said, well, the client said, I killed the clerk. Well, Same words, different inflection, different tone, mean a whole bunch of different stuff. So one of them, it was I killed the clerk, and the other one was I killed the clerk, which is a problem with text messaging in today's world. You know, now you have to always write something, and then you type LOL at the end so you know they're kidding. You're like, hey, you some bitch, LOL. You know, so because you want them to know, hey, my wife and I all the time are like, was that a sheriff text? Because that's what we call it now, is a sheriff text. Because that's not what you said, what it came out to be. All right, so be careful and don't practice law, because they will love to come after you for that. All right? Any questions on this chapter? It's a short chapter. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo? No? Kind of irrelevant, is that what you said?
Irrelevant to this, but
Oh.
you're going over like school closings and stuff. How does Thanksgiving work?
We'll be probably done by Thanksgiving. If we're not, we'll be off Thursday, Friday. Yeah, maybe even Wednesday. We just may take a whole week off. No, we should be done.